everybody, Zach again, newtutorial.com, coming in, making a video for you today. So I just got back from my trip, and while I was gone, I posted up a picture of a website that was selling Joel Osteen tickets for $5,000, actually more than that. And there was a lot of people who were upset at me saying and I said, the only text I put on there with that picture was Gehazi, and then I showed this picture right here of his tickets selling for $5,000, over $5,000. And so there were people who, I guess, started to dig, and they said, "Oh, Zach, you're being inaccurate. You're being factually inaccurate because Joel Osteen is not getting the money for these tickets. These are third-party ticket sales." That may be true. But the reality is his tickets are selling for over $5,000. And then there are other websites. Here's another one, and these are selling for over $4,000. And here's another one. These are selling for over $4,000. Chances are all these these third-party ticket sales are owned by probably one company. And my opinion is that there is no way he's not getting some of this money. I mean, I don't know for sure, and I can't say for sure. Okay, and I didn't state that in the original post. All I pictured was his ticket prices, because that's a fact, are selling for, some of them, over $5,000. And I said Gehazi. And some of you just went nuts. And when people sometimes go nuts like that, some people, start saying, "Zach, I think you're being factually inaccurate." And when a post like that, got 80 shares and a bunch of comments, there are sharks that usually tend to circle the waters at that time and then like to jump in on the game of playing Bash Zach and New Tutor, because it's just fun to do that because we don't like him anyway. And so that's what happens. You get a number of people who like to come in and make posts. "Zach, I'm really disappointed in what you've done here. This is just not, you're not the same guy you used to be. And I believe you should take this post down." And no, I'm not taking it down because it's factually accurate. Joel Osteen's tickets are selling for over $5,000. And we live in a PC culture today where men are not men, they're a bunch of pansies, and they can't stand when, someone points out the truth to them. That's the reality. Joel Osteen's tickets are selling for over $5,000. And some of you guys just can't, I don't know why some people like to jump on me that way. I don't know. Is it because I have a pretty good audience, and that when I share things like this, it gets a lot of shares and comments? Are you jealous? I don't know. I'm just pointing out truth. Here's the deal, folks. Here's the reality. For those of us who live in reality, and not those who, some of you living in La La Land, the reality is that Mr. Osteen has 2 mansions, private jets, and Ferraris. You don't get that by not selling your tickets from Zach. His website discourages people from paying higher prices than what's listed on his main website. Yeah, because you own 2 mansions, private jets, and Ferraris by only getting what it says the ticket prices are on your website. What really tends to happen in these cases, and this is just how the world works, and I don't have proof of this, but what tends to happen is that when you have events like this, you take the good seats. And yeah, you may let a few of them sell for their face value. But you take the good seats and then you put them on third-party places. Or your friends pick up those seats. You give them early warning notice, and your friends pick up those seats and put them on third-party ticket sale websites. Lots of them. And then they sell for what you want them to sell for. Because people who come to your events will pay that price. See, some of you guys don't know the backstory here, and I understand. I didn't tell you this, but I've researched Joel Osteen for years. I've done videos about him before. I even stood outside a number of his events and handed out books from Way of the Master. I believe the one was Your Best Life Now, and it was a picture of Stephen being stoned. Because that's what he preaches, your best life now. Because when you become a Christian, you're going to live your best life now. Never mind that Stephen got stoned. So I've been to his events. One time we were there, and the guy who was with me said, "Hey, Zach, notice that, they're coming to a Bible event, supposedly, where the Bible, the word will be preached, and nobody's walking in here with a Bible." There were some, but it was like 90%. Of people coming into his event, they didn't have a Bible in their hand. because the Bible doesn't matter at his events. The Bible's not put forth as priority. The Word of God is not put forth as priority. The comments are priority. His opinions and his message, his doctrine is put forth as priority. And the people coming in to those events are high-end clientele. They're executives, they are people who have money, and the cheap seats are filled with some of the lesser plebeians. But the reality is people will pay thousands of dollars to sit up close to see Joel Osteen. Now, is he getting that money? I don't know. If I was a betting man in Vegas, I'd put $100 on that bet. I may be wrong. I may lose. But I'd bet that bet. Just because of what I know of this guy. You don't get 2 mansions, private jets, and Ferraris by, selling all your tickets for face value. Yeah, I know he's got lots of book sales, and he's got, large prices for, his invited speaking events that he does. But, when he does stadiums, there is some shenanigans going on there. Again, 2 mansions, private jets, Ferraris. And at one account, I believe it said he had 10 Ferraris. I don't know if that's true. He's got a garage big enough to hold 30 cars, I believe, or something like that, at one of his mansions. He has 2 mansions, I believe, one in Dallas and then one in Houston, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But, it's like, it's just crazy. And some of the people who jump on me defending this guy saying, Zach, you're being inaccurate. No, I'm not. I'm being actually 100% accurate. Joel Osteen's tickets are selling for over $5,000, some of them. That's accurate. That's a fact. And, he again, 2 mansions, private jets, and Ferraris. I don't see how you can see this any other way. Let's put 2 and 2 together, folks. Let's live in reality. Let's get out of La La Land. Wake up. You're going to be late for school. Anyway, so some of you guys will say, well, Zach, what about, your conferences? I'm doing 3 conferences this year. Got some conferences coming up. You're charging, tickets for that. Well, I'm not, but people who are putting on the conference are. Well, yeah, they are trying to cover the cost of bringing in speakers, their traveling expenses, their, the rental of the facility that they're going to be speaking in. Okay, so there are costs that are going to be covered, but I guarantee you none of these people are making money. This is not a business to them. In fact, the people who put on the Isaiah 46:10 conference last time, friends of ours, we know them very well. I know they didn't make a dime on that thing, and they went into debt for that, and it took them. And Phillip, correct me if I'm wrong on here in the comments, and I'll try to make a post in the description if I'm wrong on this, but I believe it took you guys, almost a year to pay that off. You went into debt for that, and not only did they go into debt for that, they're doing it again. Why? Because it's not about the money. It's about serving the body. It's about serving God's people. It's about bringing that message of truth, of Torah, what is sin, to people. And to show them, show them the word. That's a true servant. 2 mansions, private jets, and Ferraris. 2 mansions, private jets, and Ferraris. So you see the people who put on the conferences I go to, you won't see them driving Ferraris, living in mansions. In fact, the people who put on the Isaiah 46:10 conference, they live in a trailer. So, I mean, it's a good trailer. It's a trailer, but it's a trailer. They don't live in mansions. These are servants. See, there's a difference. You can tell. This is not about making money. One guy put, Joe Osteen's just trying to pay the facility cost for his $15, facility cost. Again, 2 mansions, private jets, and Ferraris. If I'm a betting man in Vegas, he's getting some of that money that these third party, and I know his website says we discourage anyone from buying from third party websites who may be charging more than face value for our tickets. Yeah. And see, that's like saying, don't go over there. Don't go. We know you want front row tickets, and there may be some available over there, but don't go over there. We discourage you from paying, higher ticket prices from people over there. Don't even look at that over there. Don't even look at the man behind the curtain over there. He may have what you want, but we discourage you. Seriously? Are you people that dense? And I'm not going to cave on this. You guys, there's some people out there who really enjoy, seeing a number of people criticize me. They really enjoy it. And when that happens, boy, they're quick to jump in on the game. You guys have been softened by this political correct nonsense. So you guys are probably watching Gillette commercials, right? Is that what's going on? Not here, buddy. Not here. All right. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Go home, read your Bible. Thanks.